Today I'm going to let you in on a little secret that will make a big difference in your hand lettering skills. I am going to use my KellyCreates fine liners. They come in 6 sizes, so this is an awesome set, and they are permanent black ink pens. I'm going to use, you can use any size to do your hand lettering. Some people like to use a super small 005 tip. I range between probably 0305 lately. And I have a 03 out here today, and I have my grid line paper. Whenever you're practicing your hand lettering, you're always going to use line, well, you should probably always use grid paper. It's the most helpful, I think. I have my deluxe lettering kit, and inside I have all of these tools. In there are 2 fine liners, which I could use as well, but I'm going to use a smaller one, and an eraser, pencil, and ruler. And here is the important part. Don't use a ruler. So for the hand lettering that we're going to be doing, we are not going to use a ruler because the ruler makes us want to be perfect. And doing that will actually really slow you down and inhibit you from doing hand lettering, because if one line is out of place, then you are going to want to fix it and fix it and fix it, and it'll take you a long time, and it will lead to frustration. So the hand lettering we're going to do today is called a simple block. I'm going to write it out first. A simple block alphabet. I've shown this before. And this style is so easy for anybody to pick up very quickly and use in lots of different ways, and I'll show you what. So your starting point, number 1, is a pencil. So I have the drawing pencil from my deluxe lettering kit, and we are going to start with a rectangle. So the rectangle is going to be the basis of this entire alphabet. And with this block rectangle, or with this rectangle, we are going to make all of the letters, and I'll show you how to do that. So when you're working on this, you will write out your words using your pencil first, and then trace over with your black fine liner, and then erase it later. So steps 1, 2, and 3. How do we make an alphabet with this rectangle? This is how. Here is an like I said, I'm using 1 square. The size I'm making it, you can make it this rectangle any size, but this is the rectangle we'll use for pretty much all of the letters. So you are going to, for the letter A, you can draw your line coming down from the A like this, so it's asymmetrical. And you can add this serif or not, it doesn't matter. If you add it here, it's a good idea to add it here, but you totally don't have to. So you could leave your letter A without the serif and just do it like this, and cross it wherever you like to cross it, okay? And the B, and I'll just do like 5 of the letters, and then I'll do a fast forward. This is going to be your B. Your C, we're going to make the C round because we want to create this block within the C and have it wide enough so it matches, oh, that's crooked, so it matches these. You see that? So if I was to do a C that was narrow, like this width at the widest point would not match up with this rectangle. The D, you can see where we're headed here. It's pretty evident that we're going to draw our rectangle. That's 4 squares by 2 squares, and then draw our D like that. And here is the E. Again, we're starting with our rectangle, and then we're adding in our cross strokes like that. All right, so the rest of the video I will fast forward, but just remember your starting point is a pencil, and then your ink, and then you would trace over with your ink, and then you would erase it. So there you have this sketched out block alphabet. The only letters you want to be a little bit careful with are the C, the ones with the ovals like that, the G, because you want to create the same width as this. You can see this G is a little bit bigger than this width of this bar. For this F, we have the O that has the curve, the Q, and the S is a little bit of a odd looking line, but this is how it works. You do the top one, make sure your S is wide enough, just like your ovals, so it's wide enough that you can create the width in the top and bottom curves like that. Now the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters of the alphabet are unique because your bar is going to be on a diagonal. So just try to be fairly consistent with the angle of this letter, but you can see with the Y here, my Y angle is like this and my Z is like this. And you might not really notice that in an alphabet because they probably won't be side by side, but just pay attention that if you want to be a bit more consistent, that you watch for that. And the other thing is, because these are on an angle, like if you're drawing your regular block like this, when you're drawing your angle, you just want to try to keep it the same width. You don't have the guidelines of the graph paper. So you're going to just try to draw it parallel lines and try to keep it the same width as this. This is even, to me, it looks a little bit wider. So it depends how finicky you want to get. But the important part is you are drawing them with your hand, and that is why it's called hand lettering. And you're not using your ruler again, because as soon as you bring out that ruler and you have one line that is out of place, it's going to be glaringly obvious. And so when you do it freehand like this, then you practice this freehand technique with this simple block alphabet, you'll get much steadier and it'll be a lot easier. So the last thing I'm going to show you is with this block alphabet, the reason I love it is that you can dress it up as much as you like. So how do you dress it up? There's a few ways. Let's take a look at them. I have 5 letters here that I've drawn quickly with my fine liner, and the first way we're going to alter our block lettering is to do a pattern. Simple enough. So with my black pen, I can just draw a pattern, any kind of a pattern, diagonal lines, horizontal line. I mean, the sky's the limit. You could put flowers in there, you could put leaves, you could do dots or whatever. Okay, and the next pattern is, the next way to decorate this alphabet would be to add color. So I'm going to grab a brush pen. Let's use this turquoise and basically I'm going to color this in. And it can be any kind of a marker you're coloring with. You just make sure your color's kind of even, and you can just do a solid color. You could do 2 colors, you can do blending. Then I have my bullet tip pen, so you can actually create a pattern that is colored. So maybe for Christmas, you could do lettering and block lettering in Christmas and create these kind of candy cane stripe letters. Like I said, you can change this up for any season and have a really fun effect. Another thing you can do is you can actually use watercolor. So I have some water here, and even though this is regular paper, you'll see how it works. And I have my aqua brush pen. So I'm going to dip my aqua brush pen into the water and then just add my watercolor lightly like this. And you can use more than one color, doesn't have to be just one. And then you have watercolor letters. If you're doing watercolor lettering, it'll work on cardstock with the aqua brush pens, but watercolor paper or Bristol paper works really well works very well. And the last way to change your letters would just be simply to fill them in black as a block letter. Now if you're doing it black, I recommend you actually take one of the bigger markers, so a thicker black brush pen, or you could use a thicker fine liner. I still have the 03, so it's going to take me a while to color, and I don't recommend coloring actually much with your black fine liners. You should color with the very fine liners, you should color with a thicker one like the 1.0, and try not to press too hard also on your fine liners, and then you get a solid black letter. The one thing I wanted to mention at the beginning is that you can add serifs to these, so keep that in mind. When you're drawing them, you could add your serif to the A like this, like I showed you. The B would come behind, and if you're not sure what a serif is, just search up serifs online and you'll see a whole alphabet, and that will help you. So the E goes like this, and down and up and like that. All right, so the sky is the limit when it comes to this simple block alphabet. Give it a try, add it to your toolbox, and have some fun hand lettering like this. Thanks for watching.